the Yanni thumbnail. Hello, I'm apparently singy today. There are a few reasons why I sing. Okay, so I wanted to do this like last year, like a year ago, where because my grandma was a part of the women's auxiliary at the community center type, not like a community. I guess it is a community center, but like they do different programs where like in June they'll recognize men in the community and women. In May they'll recognize women in the community, and then they have a fall bazaar, and the fall bazaar is next weekend. And I bought some raffle tickets to support. And last year I had raffle tickets from the fall bazaar and raffle tickets from like a work thing. And I wanted to like do a pick a ticket thing, but we're doing it today. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna do the ticket after. I have a certain number of red tickets and 4 pink tickets. That's what you're picking. Pink ticket 1 to 4, and I numbered them. And for each one, I have it associated with an oracle deck, and then I tried to match up tarot to the oracle deck. The one of these is a not necessarily it isn't necessarily the pairing. Excuse me. It's not necessarily the pairing I typically go for, if there is a typical pairing. But hey, Holly, how you doing? But yeah, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna timestamp it as we go along. That's why I like being live on the laptop. I can just like click the edit button, put in the timestamp real quick, and then save it. So I'm gonna pull these face down. I'm gonna close my eyes because if I see a pink ticket, I'm gonna be like, oh, I didn't shuffle it enough. I mean, if as well as I can shuffle these. So we go 3. Oh, we got some tickets that are out of the running, red tickets that have hopped out. Oh goodness. Oh, we got upside down tickets, reverse tickets. Oof. Maybe all the tickets that are face up should be eliminated as well. I don't know how we're doing this. So after I get these nice and shuffled, I'm just going to pull them from the bottom. Yes. All right. That was 3, 2, 1. Oop. 2 more tickets fell out. Boom. There we go. We start here. So these tickets are how many digits? 6-digit numbers. What I'm going to do is for the pink tickets, I'm going to add all the numbers together and pull that. I'm going to shuffle the deck first. I'm going to add all the numbers together, and then I'll pull like that number of card in the deck, and then I'll reduce it. I'll add the digits together and then pull that card. And then, of course, we'll look at the bottom of the deck probably. And then for the red ticket, that matches the tarot card, I'm going to pull every one. Zeros will be a shuffle. So if one of the digits is a 0, I'll shuffle the deck and then I'll pull. So if it's like 4, I'll pull the 4th card and so on and so forth. Okay. So let's do this. Who's first? Oof. I haven't thought about the scenario in which there are pink and it happened. Oh gosh. I hadn't thought about the scenario in which there were back-to-back pink tickets, and it looks like that's going to be our first 2. So, and I'm going to do it the same, but I'm going to treat the second pink ticket like a red ticket. So, the first one is number 2. So if you randomly chose the number 2, when I said 1 through 4, then this one is going to be for you. Let me grab this first. The second Oracle deck is the StarDragons. And with the StarDragons, I was going to use the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot, but there's another pink card under it, so I will not be using it, which means I'm going to have a potential crap load of Oracle cards, which is fine. Which is more than fine. I wouldn't necessarily say it's preferable, but it is what it is. So I'm going to timestamp this now. I'm going to shuffle. The shuffle is part of the timestamp because I'll forget. And I think it'll be like 5:45 by the time I'm done. Ooh, look at it. Let's go. I see that dragon all the time. The dragon of transformation, defining yourself. Defining, redefining, reimagining, re-envisioning oneself. Are these bent? No. All right. We'll do one more. Cut it in half. And my second deck is going to be this one. Oof. Am I going to keep the cards out? Yes, I feel like I should. All things as they should be, right? That is my fundamental operating belief and principle when I do stuff like this. So if I pick up a deck and I don't shuffle it, if I pick up a deck and I do shuffle it, if I go looking for cards, all things as they should be. And I trust that I will do my best, or I will try, or I will make an attempt to try to make sense of whatever comes out. So, are you out? Yep, that's how we're doing it today. If a card flips over before I'm ready, they're eliminated, just like the tickets. So jump out at your own, whatever. Just align yourself in the order you need to be in, and you will be pulled in your time. All right. 1 and 2. So if you chose ticket number 2, again, your deck is the StarDragons. We got 4, 2, 4, 2, 7, 5. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 7 is 19, plus 5 is 24, I believe. Hey, Google, what is 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 7 plus 5?
4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 7 plus 5 is 24.
Hey, so we're going to pull the 24th card. Was there a dragon in there? Oh, snap. Is that one deck the Shaman's Dream? I think that's the one that Ring uses. That's like Dragon's Horde, Crown Games, and stuff like that. 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, which reduces to a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's only 3 cards left. I think I was supposed to do this face up so I could look at the bottom of the deck. Well, this would be the bottom. There's only 3: Transcendence, Tranquility, and Resources. Transcendence, achieving success, tranquility, harmonious inaction, and resources. This makes me think of seeds in the soil, but like in Pokemon, it makes me think of the move, maybe the word bite, like biding one's time. And there is the move bide in Pokemon where like for maybe a turn or 2, I can't remember. I feel like nobody uses that move anymore. I feel like I haven't seen that move since for several generations now. But it's like any of the damage that you are dealt while you're biting, you pay it back with interest. So if you KO the Pokemon, then hey, you forfeited a turn to do some damage. If you don't KO the Pokemon and you hit it before, like, because you set your move and then the Pokemon, according to their speed stat, they do whatever, then it's like it may KO you. But anyway, there's an internal. This is like you already have whatever you need within you to transcend something. Cool. Top of the deck is wisdom asking questions. So, transcendence. The two cards that came out are the self, gathering your power, and time. Yeah. Gathering your power and time, literally biding your time. And we got two of these numbered dragons, the dragon of time and the dragon of resources. Okay. So then we move into this one. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? So on this side, we have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Wait, did I put the 1 down? Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then it ends in a 0, so we shuffle it and then take the bottom of the deck. Or look at the bottom of the deck. The Rare Gazelle just posted on her Instagram about the moon shining in the dark sky. The last card is Darkness Moon. That's why I mentioned it. Okay. Bottom of the deck is Wildness Electricity, number 36. This is your ticket if you're curious. Is it upside down? Yeah. There you go. Hold up, wait. I'm using OBS. Kirsty! Hey, how you doing? Yeah, okay, it's right side up. All right. I was like, how art thou today? Okay. So let me get this out of the way. See, I need to figure my setup out. It's fine. So we have Transcendence, Tranquility, Resources, Wildness, Electricity, that came out. The Self, Gathering Your Power and Time. We have Companionship Animals, number 21. Number 11, The Soul, Passion. Number 40, Building, Atoms. Number 32, Marine Life. And number 7, Darkness, the Moon. Goodeth. I am glad to heareth it. I feel like this Companions card always throws me for a loop. Because I'm like, animals. Disgusting. That must feel like TD's from Disney's Hercules when he got licked by Pegasus. Which are both like hybrid types. The Self, Gathering Your Power and Time. I'm going to look at Time just because I'm curious to see if these... how these differ from all the other ones. Time constellation Delphinus, the dolphin. Star is Rodanev, Beta Delphini. Wisdom of the Herald, it's all about timing. Be patient, wait for it, know the right pace, and strike while the iron is hot. Pay attention to time as it moves and shifts and ebbs and flows. When the tide is high, set sail on your mighty adventure. Watch the rhythms before you proceed. Wisdom of the Dragon, I am always pervasive, always moving, always flowing, and unceasing. Master an understanding of my workings and grow rich in patience with impeccable timing. I may come late, but I am always right on time. There is a time and place for everything. The General of Time invites you to think about the timing, the pacing, the greater cycles, and the right moment for action. It's about time. Listen to the clock tick. Be patient and wait for just the right moment to strike. And the last card is the moon. That's really giving us that. Are validating, co-signing the cycles. I don't think I said it, but there was something in that like biding energy that was like, when the time comes, you know, like there comes the time when you enact whatever it is that you were waiting for, right? Like for the seed that is waiting for its environment to be suitable, it will bide its time until that moment, and then it will shoot out roots and germinate and grow, right? For the Pokemon, they'll wait their turn and then they'll return everything back multifold. Now, in the Pokemon example, the move works when the Pokemon takes damage, but because that's how Pokemon works, but it can also metaphorically, we can extend the metaphor where that biting multiplies anything that you do to it. So when it comes to healing or anything healthy, then it returns manyfold on that. Right. Oh, soda pop. Oh. I feel like, yeah, today's a very special Scorpio's birthday. I looked at 10/29. I was like, isn't someone's birthday today? I was like, oh, it's my sister. Happy birthday to my eldest sister. I'm trying to think. So it's Scorpio, Gemini, Pisces, Aries, Aquarius, Capricorn, Aqua. I think it's Aqua. I don't remember. Thank you. Okay. Richness in marine life. The self, gathering your power. Look at how she's riding this dragon. Oh my. Companionship, the soul. Building, richness and darkness. So building feels like this. There are 5 cards. So there are 2 oracles and 5 other oracles. The third one, the one in the middle, feels like it's about connecting the other 2, because that's what atoms do. It's like the universe is built on the bonds created between atoms. The material universe is built on the bonds between atoms that form the molecules that form more and more complex compounds. So over here, we have this bond between, or we have this dynamic between companionship and the soul, between animals and passion. There's something with animals and passion that's very feral. We'll be ancient on the second. Is that what he said? I know somebody else. I met someone else with the same that shares a birthday with Rob, and I feel like he'd say the same thing. So, yeah, so there's something that's almost feral. It's not feral in a way, but between animals and passion, there's something that's very innate within oneself, right? Like if an animal is hungry, then they eat, and if they're thirsty, then they drink. And it's not like, oh, well, I don't want to eat right now because of this or because of that, or I don't want to drink right now because this, because it's like when there's a need, then it gets fulfilled. And if there's a desire, then it gets fulfilled. And it's not that animals aren't capable of complexity. Some recognizably more so than others. Like dolphins are very intelligent, supposedly. Right, that's what people say. I've never met a dolphin. I'm kidding. Speaking of dolphins, though, that makes me think of Rob. But yeah, so it's like there's room for intellection and there's room for thought. But there's something about the times in which it distracts or takes away more so than adds to something. On the other side, we have richness in marine life and darkness, the moon. This is unseen bounties. There's a lot of marine life that we do see. There's questionably, arguably, potentially even more marine life that we don't see. We don't see the things that lie in the depths of the trenches, like the you know the trench, marinara. But like there are still species of fish and animals and creatures that we're discovering to this day, like deep sea horror, scorpionic. Not that Scorpio is a horror, but you know, Halloween is about horror movies and stuff, right? It's like there's an abundance, there's a richness, there's life in places that we may think are devoid of it. Like the deep sea horrors, they grow and thrive. Well, they thrive in the absence of light. Maybe some of the only creatures on this planet that can survive without it. And so, with this marriage here between the things that we are drawn towards and the richness of a world unseen, or the the untapped abundance of the world, there is this growth in this building towards it. Oh, snap. What? They sang happy birthday to you. Are you serious? Wow. I saw a video on Instagram of a parrot that was, it was funny. It was wildly inappropriate, but funny. What? Dolphin conductress. What aren't you? Or what can't you do? There's this wildness in electricity. Maybe the wildness of electricity is about a force unseen. You can see electricity if it arcs and sparks and it shocks you. Math. Something about this electricity is about forces unseen. They're unseen forces that affect the world in very real ways, but more so modernly, which is interesting because the modernness of electricity almost plays against this primal, feral, innate. But there was the thing with the intelligence of animals, right? And how there is a space for intelligence and there is a space for the thinking, reasoning, and rational, even in the animal kingdom that we are a part of or are separate from or whatever, right? Now there is electricity, like there like electric eels. There's bioluminescence. There are animals that rely on electromagnetic forces to, I was going to say hibernate, to migrate and to do all kinds of stuff. So there are animals that use electricity, but for us, it's something that is more valuable to us now than, say, like 1,000 years ago. But to the animal, that electricity would be innate. That bioluminescence is innate, and the navigation is innate. I saw something yesterday. I think I was watching The Ancient Magus' Bride, and there was something about how baby birds aren't born knowing how to fly. And some of them never learn how to fly, and some of them, if they get pushed out of the nest too early, they fall. And with a lot, like you don't have to teach a fish how to swim because they're born in the water. But there are some things that need to be taught, that need to be learned. Where is this going? I don't know. There's like, this is all about building, biding and building. So just because of that, I'd say it's like heavy Capricorn energy. I think you're right. But maybe it's also about, because like if I take the time and the self and that scorpionic, the richness of darkness, um, it's that like the more deeply and intimately you get to know yourself, kind of like what came out earlier. The more deeply and intimately you know yourself, the more capable you'll be of making choices and decisions that provide you fulfillment because you know you. It's like the difference between buying a gift, like the difference between buying a meaningful gift for someone that you know really well versus a complete stranger. With a complete stranger, you might get lucky or you might be able to make inferences based upon maybe you get to see them and like, I noticed that they're wearing a lot of pink. Maybe they like the color pink. Maybe pink is their favorite color, you know? But besides that, like, there's like that biting, like the time spent getting to know yourself or someone else is never wasted. And then maybe in that way or in that vein, that's what it's like. There's a quality that you have, there's a strength that you can lean into, there's something that you can use to make up for or cover a weakness or to bypass a weakness. And in that would lie your transcendence. And then it would provide the tranquility and it would give you the resources. It would add to the resources that you have to move forward and to continue achieving whatever. And again, honestly, for me, animals don't. I mean, maybe I got what I'm supposed to get out of animals. Um, I guess, I mean, we have companionship in the soul. So outside of animals and passion, it's companionship in the soul. So maybe that's an energy that's like how animals, it'll be like the sentiment that animals don't understand words as much as they understand like feelings or emotions sometimes, unless you train them. And so when you approach an animal with a certain intent, that intent is communicated because intention is arguably pure. Well, I guess maybe not arguably, because intention is what intention is. Actions and behaviors and words can be interpreted and misinterpreted, but intentions are pure. Like intent itself is a pure thing, not like good intentions or bad intentions, just intention in general. See, this is the difficulty in just using like um, oracle cards sometimes, at least for me, because I feel like maybe it's here, maybe I've said it, but it almost feels like there's something, maybe not. The self gathering your power in time. We have animals, passion, atoms, marine life, and the moon. I mean, there could be like a return to basics or a return to self in this, in the idea that like all life on the planet Earth originates in the oceans, in the water, right? Then it'd be like the animals in that soul journey going back to the tracing their lineage back to when they were in the water. Maybe it also speaks of because of the darkness of the moon with marine life. Maybe it speaks to, oh, that's interesting, to unknown lineages or unknown ancestry, or like a generational like gifts or abilities, generational talents. How like sometimes there's a family of folks who are the best whatever doers. And so it's like even if you don't have the knowledge and awareness of that ancestral line of your great grand whoever that did whatever, there's something of that gift that lives within you. And so it's like if you dive, if you go within, you'll find it. You'll find the gift. And maybe that's the thing about atoms too. It's like it's woven into the fiber of your being. So it's not anything that needs to be taught. It's not anything that you need to be instructed on. It's not anything that you need a super modern or even necessarily traditional whatever on. The power of that transcendence lies within the self. And it's easier to see, recognize, listen, hear it in stillness and in quiet. Cool. There we go. All right. So the cards are staying out, but the bottom of the deck will stay at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to put number 1 or 2. Sorry. The first one was 2, and you go here. Oop, there we go. So next is, oh wait, these can go, where do these go? Back in the box? Sure. Next is the Elemental Oracle. With the Elemental Oracle Tarot, or with the Elemental Oracle cards, I was going to use the Vice Versa Tarot, But you know how I was like, I didn't prepare for the situation where I get 2 back-to-back pink tickets. Well, it happened again. Um, so under the pink ticket of the elemental oracle cards is another pink ticket. So I didn't look at the time. It is 35. We'll say 35:30 for the elemental oracle. 35:30. I believe that's what I said, right? Yes. Wow, this is interesting. It's interesting how this played out. For poisonal reasons. Well, there was one deck where I was like debating, going back and forth. All right. Oh, that did not shuffle. You did not shuffle. There we go. Get in there. Nice and comfy. Ooh, that's interesting. I feel like I've grown more comfortable with the mystical shaman. I'm less afraid that it's going to give me cards that I just don't know how to interpret. I say that and then watch the corn come out. Corn is my go-to card that's like, what does this even mean? It comes out how it went in. That's what corn means to me. So now you move to position 1. You sit at 2. This was already shuffled, so I don't need to reshuffle it. So now we got 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 9 is 21. Right? Hey Google, what is 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 9?
4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 9 is 21.
Hey, let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, which is a 3, 1, 2, 3. This is hilarious. Bottom of the deck, I didn't shuffle it. It's still electricity. So let's take this one instead. The next card, Solidity Inner Core, number 18. This is 9-9, 18-9, 36-9, 21-3. Anyway, I did forget about that part. Top of the deck is Depth Lake. Now, this card is interesting. The card that came out is Earth Home. And it's interesting because I saw Pachamama. And I was like, oh. Well, I took a few cards. Let's see. Adventure, Wildness, and Solidity. That's South, Electricity, and Inner Core. South Electricity and Inner Core, this is giving like geomagnetic energy. My geological sciences, if that's even geology, my planetary science is rusty, but I feel like it's the movement of something around the inner core that creates the electromagnetic field. It may be like the molten outer core moving around the solid inner core that creates some kind of field. I could be wrong. Okay. Oh, this is your ticket. Here's your ticket. This is number 2. If you're curious. I did it again, holding it upside down. There you go. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bottom of the deck is the sun. And with the sun kissing my face, there's no way that I can lose. The ghost dance and the sun. Ghost dance was at the top. Interesting. We had darkness with the moon last time. This time we get the sun. These are some interesting cards. For sure. So the cards that came out of the Elemental Oracle cards are Earth and North, which are home and expansion, 15 and 1. This makes me think, I think it's Gaian Awakening in the Night Star. It's her deck. Magical Dimensions, Oracle cards, and activators. I think it's Gaian Awakening. Or it's Harmonic Resolution. That's what it is. It's the card of Harmonic Resolution. And less Gaian Awakening, more Harmonic Resolution, but I said Gaian Awakening, so why not? The cards that came out of the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards are the Vision Quest number 60, which was really interesting with this electricity. See that? And then we have the Wild Woman after the Vision Quest, the Seer, the Underworld, Thunder, and the Luminous Warrior. 31. 32. Who's 32? Did I see 32? I thought I saw 32. I guess not. Oh, 31 is right here, the lower world. 32. 32 came out last time. It had to. Because I remember thinking, oh, there's that 2332. We're just gonna oops. I mean, this is 32 is Marine Life Richness, and this is the deck associated with your ticket. So it's interesting that I feel like Thunder is coming out with all this lightning energy, but I still haven't seen the lightning card come out of the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards. But we got the electricity here. And then we got Thunder. Thunder! Where's Rob? No. And then is this an electromagnetic, geomagnetic phenomenon, the Northern Lights? Now I gotta look it up, darn it. Aurora Borealis. Aurora. There you go. There you go. The Northern Lights are an atmospheric phenomenon that's regarded as the holy grail of sky watching. Energized particles from the sun. Energized particles from this fella or lady slam into Earth's upper atmosphere at speeds of up to 45 million miles per hour, which is 72 million kilometers per hour. But our planet's magnetic field protects us from the onslaught. Speaking of the, inner core and the, geomagnetic, whatever, electromagnetic. As Earth's magnetic field redirects the particles toward the poles, there are southern lights too, which you can read about below. The dramatic process transforms into a cinematic atmospheric phenomenon that dazzles and fascinates scientists and skywatchers alike. So Galileo coined the name Aurora Borealis in 1619 after the Roman goddess of dawn, Aurora, and the Greek god of the north wind, Boreas. Okay, so yeah. So as particles from the sun slam into the upper atmosphere, is that the ionosphere? I don't know. And as they're redirected, it creates the northern lights. Or the sun. It redirects them towards the poles. Which makes sense because if it's a magnet, that's where stuff, it's like if you put a bunch of salt around a magnet or whatever, or pepper, black pepper, or whatever, because I don't know. It's like it arranges itself around the poles, sort of. Yep. So, home and expansion, earth and north. The elemental oracle cards are a deck where, like, I love the elemental oracle cards in theory. In practice, I'm like, what? A lot of times. I mean, we also have South here. We got the South Pole with the electricity in the inner core, solidity and wildness. With the North Pole, we have home and earth. I mean, it's almost December. Maybe this is for Santa Claus. Oh, snap. Excuse me. So this could be about someone following their, what's that? North node. There you go. See, but the nodes are associated with the moon, and the moon isn't here. So we're going to nix the moon in YX. Get it? Speaking of Greek gods, I'm kidding. We're going to nix the moon. The sun is here. The lower world. Expansion. There's something, if you've seen a magic witchy show where they have like a tracking spell and it's like a path glows on a map or something, or something creates a path on a map that shows you the path that someone took to whatever. Like it feels like that's what these northern lights are in this card of expansion. It's like if you follow the lights, they'll lead you to the sun. If they like, because in my mind, I see the northern lights like going like left to right because I feel like that's how I've seen them more so than like them like creating these pathways, like all flowing up towards the North or South Pole. But we're going to say the North Pole because North came out. And so it's like instead of them flowing east to west, they guide you north or towards a pole. It doesn't even have to be the North or South Pole because now I'm thinking Legend of Korra, where the spirit portals open, how it like created a pole. Anyway. And that's above the lower world. I almost feel like I should read these in pairs. Vision Quest, Wild Woman, the Seer in the Lower World, Thunder and the Luminous. Maybe in triplets. The Vision Quest, Wild Woman and the Seer, the Lower World, Thunder, Luminous Warrior. This is why I need tarot. Inner core obviously correlates to this luminous warrior. We have the wild woman and wildness. There's something here that it's reading like tapping into the truth of who you are, type, energy. I mean, I guess I never said I couldn't pull clarifiers, right? I do have tickets that fell on the floor. I mean, I picked tarot for with the elemental oracle, I picked the vice versa tarot. So I could go to the vice versa tarot. The vision quest and the seer are obviously related. The seer, okay. So it's like there's a dream or a vision that someone had, and they're looking for the fulfillment of that dream or vision on Earth. So now there's this energy, low hanging fruit. I might take it. There's this energy. It's like, so the vision quest is being like given a vision of something and knowing that that thing is yours. And so this wild woman is searching the earth to find the manifestation of that vision. And that's what the seer is here for. It's almost like the seer tries to intuit whether or not this is the thing. And it's like if the seer doesn't see it, she's out. If the seer does see it, she's in. And it's like it's the searching, but it's like it's something that's meant to be created. Like it's a vision of something that you build in your lifetime, more so than a vision of something that you find. And maybe that's the lower world, thunder, and the luminous warrior. It's almost like you would be like, this is heavy energy for someone of purpose. Someone with a certain, like, if it is your purpose it is like part of your legacy will be something that you create or bring to the world. Then you are the luminous warrior through which this thunder channels through to bring light to the lower world. You bring something that wasn't there, that isn't here. It's not something that you find. It's something that you create. That's what I would title this for ticket twos, which is technically ticket number 1. I didn't put the ticket numbers on there. This is ticket number 1. It's something that you create, not something that you find. And that's the expansion of home. It's like if you are a Pleiadian star seed, then you make Earth a little bit more like the Pleiades. Very like on Earth as it is in heaven type energy. Um, but like outside of you as you know it to be within you type of energy. Yeah. It's almost like it feels like a artistical metaphor of like you explode your insides outside and you create something with your guts. It's very like grotesque, but also kind of beautiful. Like those who get it, get it. To me, I'm like exploded outsides. Ooh. Anyway, there's something interesting about this. For some reason, his shoulders, like this right here, it's looking like an icy blue like claw that's on his shoulder coming from this celestial body. And that could be another one that's removed, like far removed. So maybe this is an energy of like attachment. Like maybe you freed yourself of certain attachments and you're in the process of freeing yourself from others. Like, so like let's say that you are a people pleaser, um, and part of your people pleasing is like doing what folks want you to do, and another part of your people pleasing is like not wanting to make anyone uncomfortable with your brilliance, so like you diminish yourself. And so, like, let's say that you loosened, loosened yourself from the attachment of like always saying yes to people. So, like, let's say that you know how to say no now, but that part of you that still doesn't want to make someone else feel like bad because they're not as whatever as you is still like, you still minimize for some reason. Like that's the one that would be like the minimizing is still close, even though the not being able to say no is like it's like these chains that lift off of you. Have you ever seen The Incredibles? You know when he's like he gets past the lava room and it's like shooting those black balls at him that like inflate and they trap him. It's like taking barnacles off of a turtle, and these are the barnacles. The barnacles are being like removed so that you can flow freely through the river of life. I say flow. I use the word flow intentionally because that is what is behind the sun. And behind the sun is the mystical shaman. Cool, love it. So yeah, I think that's where I am going to leave this one. Oh, it's late over there, Kirsty. And it's bedtime. Ooh. That's where I leave this one, right? Yeah. Um yeah. Okay. Do 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 do. Excuse me. So this is, I put number 1. Oh, no, it was number 2. Number 2. Oh, crap. How did the 2 get all the way over here? Number 2, StarDragons. Number 1. Oh, how is that? Why is that? Oh, because it's making a hashtag. I don't want these to be hashtags, so I guess I'll just put 1 and 2 because I don't need the hashtag. So next is number 4, I believe. Number 4, yes, that is correct. Number 4, mystical shaman oracle cards. And I don't know what time it is. It is 1, we'll say 101. 101. Okay. So, yay, we got a red card. So I'll actually get to use a tarot deck, which is more than cool. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. With the mystical shaman, I chose the Tao, or what was this? The Osho Zen Tarot. I chose the Osho Zen Tarot. And I was like, that's not what I typically go for with the mystical shaman, but I'm feeling it today. Like we got Osho, or we got like Zen, and we got shamanism. Why not? Y and OT. But we are shuffling this because I didn't shuffle it. So. The sweat lodge and the corn. Somebody's got the corn sweats. Ate too much corn. Starting to sweat. I think the corn kid just got like a brand partnership. Was it with Green Giant? They're like for the first time in years. I was like, wow, go him. To baby swim today. Oh, I love it. But both Cancerians. Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. Yeah, I've like randomly said that. I was at work one night. It's just like, ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. I love to see that the Green Giant is breaking borders. There you go. I was like, not boundaries, not barriers, borders. All right. You feel good. So let me get the Osho Zen Tarot. Y'all remember when I did that one reading, the silent reading, and I just used the Osho Zen Tarot? And then y'all remember when I did another silent reading that was intentional, like that was unintentionally silent, but somebody somewhere was like, you're going to F this up. So, but they need to see the cards. So we'll screw with the audio, but keep letting you pull. I'm kidding, but maybe that's factual. You know, who knows? Forever with your song. Do 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 do. All right. Ooh, almost. Remember, anything that flips out is discounted, so just order yourself accordingly. So, this is what. Let me pull the cards first, and then I'll show you your ticket. So, 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 8 is 20 plus 9 is 29. Let me confirm. Hey, Google, what is 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 8 plus 9?
4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 8 plus 9 is 29.
Hey, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is a 2. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the giveaway. Number 23. The giveaway. Top of the deck is the serpent. Ooh. The serpent giveaway. The serpent freely gives away its venom. I'm kidding. Well, maybe it's like one of those healing thingies where it's like, here's this medicine, but you'll have to endure excruciating agony before you wake up like healed or whatever. Right? It's like it's a cure-all, but it's going to put you through the worst pain of your life. But then after that, you'll be, and maybe it's like you'll feel the best that you've ever felt because the pain is the worst that you've ever experienced, and it'll be over when it's over. So it's like, yeah, I just went through the lowest of the lows, and it's over. Anything after that would feel amazing. You know what I mean? Like, is it really that great, or is it just by comparison? I don't know. Is it for me to know? Probably not. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to put these back. Over here, we have participation. I almost read this as like a patriotization, or like a, what's that? The patrization. Ooh, 4 of fire participation. Look at how all these energies are swirling into the void. Very rare gazillion Taurus energy from that. What's transforming? You're pouring pure energies into the void, and there's 4 different energies pouring into one void. But imagine there are multiple voids, and then we have the giveaway. This makes me think of, like in Zelda or any game, it makes me think of a game that gives you the option to sacrifice something. Because it's like in some Zelda games, if you throw bombs into the fairy fountain, she'll return like silver bombs or something like that. She'll return an upgrade of what you put into it. Somebody, was that the first one? Or was that the reading earlier? That was not exactly the same, but it felt almost a little similar. I already lost it. I was like, wait, have I seen that energy? I haven't seen that one yet. Yet, as if the movie just came out. You give something away and it comes back better. You sacrifice something and you get an upgraded version of it. Maybe that hasn't come out. Or it's like, but if you throw in garbage, then they get offended. It's like, wow. Because like there's in, what is it? Something Aspire. I play the game all the time. I should know what it is. But there are these dancing spirits. Offer a card. And if you offer them like a good card. Some cards, like, it'll heal you to full health. But if you give them a bad card, like, they'll burn you. they're like, how dare you? But anyway, so here's your ticket. There's your ticket. You see it? Not that it maybe the number is, I don't know, but there's your ticket if you want to see it. The cards you get are, I shuffled the deck and I pulled 21. This was the 21st card, okay? So don't come for me. The Sun was the first card that came out with the Blade and the Tree of Life. Ooh, girl. Why is this low-key Archangel Michael energy, question mark? The Sun Blade is like the fiery sword, and then there's like this Garden of Eden energy and the Tree of Life. I mean, that's the I mean, you don't throw, like, okay, so when you throw bombs into the fairy fountain, it's like you don't throw like live bombs. You throw like or it's like it might upgrade your bomb satchel so you can carry like more bombs. But you don't like light them and then toss them in there to like blow it up. It's like you throw them in unlit. And then they return something with a more with a wider blast radius and more destructive power. That's yeah. So we have the Sun, the Blade, and the Tree of Life. Then we have the, I don't know of the Mind. It's not the page. Actually, it might be. I don't know. We have this card of Mind first. And then we have the Burden in reverse, 6 of Mind. We have the Miser, which is 4 of Rainbows. We have Friendliness, which is the 2 of Water. Totality, which is the 5 of Fire. And Politics, which is the 7 of the Mind. Are they clouds? I can't remember if it's clouds or the Mind. It might be clouds. I don't remember. Mind with the Burden, the Miser, Friendliness, Totality, and Politics. This, the first thing that comes to me because of the whole Garden of Eden thing is how it's like, because Eve, it's like it's Eve's, not Everlong Mystic, but it's Eve's fault that humanity suffers when it's like, but then there's also like Eve wasn't told not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Adam was told not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Nothing happened until Adam ate of the tree. That pops into my mind because of, maybe it's like the Miser and politics and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, well, you take it, it's not just any fairy fountain. You take it to like one of the great fairy fountains or something like that. Anyway. The Sun, the Blade, the Tree of Life, Mind, the Burden in reverse, the Miser, Friendliness, Totality, and Politics. Because of there's this interesting like on the left side with the Mind, the Burden, and the Miser, that's kind of heavier. Friendliness is lighter. Totality is in there, and then we get right back into it with politics. But the thing about politics, it feels that like not everyone or not everything gets the same version of you. Maybe there are things that you withhold from some that you freely give to others. The journey in ordinariness. Under participation for a fire is the 8 of rainbows, ordinariness, and under the giveaway is number 29, the journey, which is interesting because this was 29 in this oracle deck. The ticket added up to 29. The ticket added up to the journey, and 11 is the council, I believe, or maybe not, because I feel like I saw 11. No, that was 11 in the elemental oracle cards, and that was the soul passion. Anyway. The sun is number 53, the blade is number 6, the tree of life is number 58, which is a 13, which is 4. Where did it? I mean, because I said Eve, I had to clarify. As far as I know, Everlong Mystic was not in the Garden of Eden with Adam. But, maybe she was, who knows? And then we have the serpent. There's a serpent in the snake of politics. And it's like on the rightmost side, just like the tree of life. Well, that's where it came from. It's like, all of the evils in the world are the fault of Eve. And it's like, well, no. Or at least Eve is not solely responsible, because if she was, like, the whole thing would have fallen to pieces as soon as she ate the fruit. Not Adam. And then, God went to Adam like, hey, dude, what are you doing? You're breaking, like, literally the only rule. And he's like, oh, but Eve did it. It's like, okay, but did I tell Eve? No, I told you. Maybe that's just an energy of like a one-size approach doesn't necessarily fit all. I feel like these are kind of tough today. I mean, I picked the Osho's in Tarot, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. The thing about the burden in reverse, it's like unless these are separate, unless these are different, because it's like the unburdened mind creates the miser. Oh, okay. So the mind, the burden in reverse, and the miser. This is almost like if someone discovers a secret, then they become selfish with it. It's like they use it for their own gain and for their own benefit, and they don't share it with anybody. Ooh, this one's a little sinister. Hey, Google, flip a coin.
It's heads.
Tails, and we would have started over. This is sinister. I don't necessarily like it. Maybe I'll find a different way to read it. How this first reads, it's like, so there's almost like this crab in a barrel thing. So with the sun, the blade, and the tree of life, it's like if someone were to cross a bridge to the tree of life, and then they cut the bridge behind them so no one else can follow. Because like with this mind, to release a burden, with the burden being in reverse, would be an amazing thing. But instead of sharing that with the miser, it's like they're keeping it to themselves so that they can benefit. Maybe they're selling access to it. And, there are different, there are like non hyper commercial ways to go about whatever that I don't know. But regardless, like this person is miserly. But then you see this friendliness and this totality, like, oh, we can all do it together. We can work together. But it's almost like the energy of this miser will swing closer, will act friendly to get you to like join hands with them. And as soon as they get what they want, they drop you. They let you fall. And that's the politics. Like the politics behind, like it was never about helping you, it was about them being the only ones that whatever, or them being the most whatever. It's like Seto Kaiba, how he ripped up Yugi's grandpa's as Blue Eyes White Dragon so that he'd have the only ones in the world. There were 4, he tore 1, now there are 3. It's like, oh, I had another one. Who was it? I forgot. Wait, it was a Netflix show that a lot of people probably haven't seen, I'm assuming. I don't remember. Oh, it's like the evil magician that trains and raises up the one that's full of potential to ultimately steal their power because they want to be the most powerful. It's Disney's Now You See It. There's the assistant of the magician who used that ring to steal magician's powers, and then they would like die in an accident or whatever. And the wearer themselves couldn't take off the ring. It had to be someone else. And maybe the participation in this is it's a karmic, what goes around comes around type energy. Right, that's why I didn't want to read this. I'm like, Eve, it's Everlong Mystic. Not to be confused with the first woman or the second woman. Not to be confused with Adam's Eve. There you go. Oof. This was ticket number 4. Ticket number 4 is a little oof. Ticket a little 4, a little oof. Virgos stick together. I'm just playing. See, but it's like if that were the behavior of someone, because the blade is about separation, the behavior itself would keep someone from the tree of life. It's like that you can't, there aren't enough people or souls in creation for someone to step on to get here, because that's not how it works. And so maybe it's like with the giveaway and participation, for one's mind to be unburdened and for them to then turn miserly is for them to give away their right of participation in whatever this is. I mean, I guess we could add the Everlong Mystic herself has arrived. Were you at the Garden of Eden? This is number 4. So first was 2, and then was 1, and now we're on 4. Ticket 4 is like real oof. It's real oof. Maybe it just is what it is, It's general. These are general. Not everyone is necessarily going to be great. Man, I don't know. I'm trying. Let's spin it. Let's spin it. Let's spin this around. I mean, it's like if that were true, then the opposite is also true. If that were true, then the opposite is also true. It is the unmiserly, the one who truly reaches out in friendliness and who can be a part of everything rather than making themselves the head of everything, that will meet the all. Because that's where the all is found. According to this and how I'm reading it, the all, it's like the all is found in all. So when all are present together, then source is there. And so for one to separate, isolate them, or put themselves above others is to separate themselves from the all. It's like these are puzzle pieces coming together. When they link hands, then you see it with the participation. It requires all four of them for the image to come into focus, not just one. Interesting. I don't necessarily like leaving it there. I mean, I guess like that was a way to turn it so that it is not as whatever. Flip a coin. Oh, hey Google, flip a coin, please.
It landed on tails.
Yes! Heads was to continue. That means I'm done. I got what I was supposed to get. And again, not all of them are going to necessarily be gorgeous, but it doesn't have to be bad. It's just, it's like if someone, when like being a good person or being kind or being whatever is more than just performative. Basically, it's more than just something that one puts on to appear a certain way or to garner whatever. So, all right, that was the third one, which was pile number 4. If you chose number 3, it would have been the Water Known Alchemy. I couldn't decide between the Water Known Alchemy or one second. I couldn't decide between Water Known Alchemy or the Water Known Archetypes. But ultimately, I went for Alchemy. Let's see. Number 3, Wild Unknown Alchemy. Where's my time? 120. I'll say 128. 128.00. If you chose ticket number 3 or the number 3, it's the Water Known Alchemy. You don't get one. You lose. I was only going to do 3 out of 4. So, sorry. You don't lose. It's alchemy, right? I can't tell you how to alchemize anything more than, you can tell me how to whatever. So, yeah. You are in the lab with your tools. Let's see. We'll no card your alchemy. You are the creator of your own life, the maker of your own universe. You can weave straw into gold or turn diamonds into dust. You are capable. And yeah, that's what I got for you. But Patrick, why did you put 4 if you were only going to do 3? Because I had the intention of doing 3, but I had 4 cards. And I didn't know which one of the 4 to do, so I let order decide. And it just so happened that the first three all came out like one right behind the other. One was right behind two, four was right behind one, and three was off by itself. So, yeah. I wouldn't say you lose. You win. You don't need anything. If you picked three, you don't need anything from me, at the very least. If you pick three, you might not even want anything from me. I'm kidding. But now I am going to shuffle all of these cards away. I'm going to get my final cards. And I'm not going to timestamp this, because if someone sees that the timestamp for three is like really short, then, it'd give it away. Right? You want to see your number, though? I can show you your number at the very least. Your number is 424274. 424274. There's your ticket. Number three. Number three. I guess we could still do the numbers, right? No, you can do your own numbers. You do it yourself. DIY. DIY alchemy kit. When I was 5, my parents got me a DIY alchemy set for Christmas. It was trauma that they told me to get over. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alchemy is more than just trauma and dark nights and stuff like that. I am going to put these all up right though. Real quick. You think yours was 3? Oh, well, now you don't have to rewind. See, you win. You didn't have to wait or sit through an hour and a half of me just to hear that you weren't going to get anything. This is Sorrow, the 9 of Air. I mentioned this card earlier when I was live earlier today. And I was talking about the labyrinth and how in the darkness of a dark night, or when our minds are cloudy, we can't always see that the exit is right there. But when we can remain present and aware, we see it and we exit the labyrinth and it crumbles behind us. That is the card I was talking about. Feels right. No. So, Eve, since you picked number 3 and there isn't a number 3, I encourage you to, if you have tickets laying around the house, to do a video for all of the rest of those who chose 3. Maybe you can do it better than I can. It's like Patrick would F this up. We need a cool, calm, level-headed Virgonian approach rather than this Piscean foolishness at Real Park. Ooh, abundance and brightness at the cut. Okay. Let's see. All right, final cards from the Osho Zen Tarot. Ooh, who was that? Who that was? Oh, it's back again. I don't know if I've ever seen this card. Participation. Bottom of the deck is conditioning, number 16. And then healing stress. Healing stress. I'll give you the ticket number and you pick your favorite deck and do your own video. I didn't mean it like that. Don't say it like that, Kirsty. I'm kidding. Healing stress. Like this could be healing stress, healing anxiety. But healing stress could also be like a growing pain, like stress that's associated with healing, but it feels like stress that causes healing. And maybe that goes back to the pain. Oh, that it did open like that, didn't it? Number 4. Number 4 was like it had that feeling of a cure-all that puts you in a nearly and it's like I want to say insufferable or unsufferable, but in the way of like you'd rather not exist than suffer it. And like it puts you through an immense amount of pain, the most pain that you've ever been in. But when it's over, you'll feel the best that you've ever felt. Now, do you feel that way because the medicine works, or do you feel that way because you're no longer subjected to the worst pain of your life? Is the medicine actually medicinal? You know what I mean? You're tempted. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I would love it. I would love it. Please, please, Eve, please. I'll even send you a picture of the ticket. I'll mail you the ticket. I'm kidding. I mean, I will if you want it. Yeah, but we're not on 4 anymore. Anyway. Maybe this is 3. 3, you get the final cards for everybody because I'm not going to change the timestamp because like I said, if I did, it'd be a lot shorter than the other ones and it would give it away, you know? But I would also still love to see something from Everlong Mystics. You know, if Eve says she'll do it, she'll do it. If Patrick says he'll do it, you got about a 25% chance of it happening. It's even lower than that if it's a series of videos. Conditioning and participation. Conditioning and participation. What's at the bottom of the deck again? Healing stress. Conditioning was at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. There's something interesting about this. It was number 2, which was ticket number 1. The second one that I did, ticket number 1, because it had the mystical shaman cards as the clarifiers. And the luminous warrior came out. And it was that energy of the one that like people pleases. And so it's the one that's learned to say no, but hasn't yet learned to shine. My grandma said something to me on the phone today. She was like, everybody wants to be great, but nobody wants to shine. And of course, I was like, oh, if I go live, I have to mention that. But it's like everyone wants to be great, but not everyone wants to do the things that make them great. And so, because there are so many that don't actually want to do the things that make them great, they work to lower the bar so that they appear to be more than they are. They shorten everyone else, basically. And that's the one that separates themselves from the rest. That's number 4. It's a version of number 4. If you chose 4 and that don't resonate for you, then there was another way. Or take it as it resonates, or it ain't for you. You know what I mean? But it's in this. It's like this is the one, it's the lion that pretends to be a sheep. And it's not wolf in sheep's clothing energy. It's and like you can see that the paw of the lion is like bound to the sheep. I feel like I've said it before, but it's like it's the old guy at school that's like, what's up? I'm a cool, hip, young teenager too. Yo. And everyone's looking at him like, shouldn't that guy have graduated like 50 years ago? But because it's conditioning, I don't know how easily it necessarily is broken. Mm. What's in Leo right now? Anything? I can't think of anything. Venus was in Leo, but she's not in Leo anymore. Nothing else is in Leo, I don't believe, until the moon goes in Leo. But let's see. Anything in Cancer? Actually, Black Moon Lilith might still be in Leo. I don't have my tablet. I can't look it up. My tablet has like more stuff on it. Time Nomad, I love it. Anyway, it's fine. This video is not sponsored by anybody. Um, yeah, conditioning and participation. It's like one of the easier ways to get over a conditioning of being smaller or self-diminishing is to um, open oneself up to being challenged to do more. But it feels like the challenge may not even necessarily be a challenge. It feels like there are two animes that come to my mind where it's like there's a character that's really, really, really strong. One of them specifically like doesn't know what to do with that strength and becomes kind of like very violent. And then in the other one, they're just like she just like grew up, but they both have an immense respect for their master. They both have an immense respect for the one that they could like be in their strength around. And in both of these cases that I'm recalling right now, um, they end up limiting their own strength because they don't want to be stronger than the person that like took them in or raised them or trained them or whatever. One of the characters got bored because he was so much stronger than everyone else. And so he loved to have that competition, but it came a time where the strength was needed. And he couldn't have been told that he was stronger than the person that he admired. But it was time for him to break past his limit again because the strength was needed. And the other one, it was a significant threat that is being faced, but that person admired and loved very much the person that took her in. And so in that admiration, it's like she always held this person as the pinnacle, as this untouchable, like as great as I am, my master is even more so. And it wasn't until she was threatened with her absolute nightmare that she allowed her strength to like overtake her master. Does that like, that was like literally an episode ago. So, I mean, it didn't change her love for her master. It didn't change her reverence or anything. Her master is still amazing. But it's like in both of those, it took extreme circumstances for one person to go beyond their conditioned limit. Now, participation isn't anything extreme. Participation, more often than not, is chosen. And so it's like you don't have to. There isn't necessarily going to be something that is so whatever. Oh, but healing stress is at the bottom of the deck. Because healing stress is at the bottom of the deck, you might be pushed a little bit. You won't necessarily be forced to go beyond your limit, but you may be pushed to it. And it feels like the healing occurs after you are stressed to the point that, like I mentioned with those other characters, that they had to overcome. and surpass those that meant so much to them. Anyway, I'm a Pisces. My Mercury is in Pisces in my 12th house retrograde. Okay, I think in metaphor. Like, what does that have to do with this? Well, if you listened, you would get it. Okay. It makes sense to me, okay? It may not necessarily make sense to everybody, and I'm fine with that. I remember when I was talking to my journey. I've mentioned this last time I was live, I feel like. I don't remember what I said to her, but I was trying to explain something, and I was like, well, you get it. And she was like, actually, no. Like, I didn't get it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's fine. I was like, I don't even remember what I was talking about now, but yeah. Leo and Cancer don't have any majors in them, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't think so either. Because we got what? The sun is in Scorpio. Moon was at least, this should still be in Taurus. Mercury, Scorpio. Mars, Scorpio. Venus, Virgo or Libra. Jupiter, Taurus. Saturn is in Pisces. Uranus is in Taurus. Neptune is in Pisces. Pluto is in Capricorn, soon to be Aquarius. So yeah, nothing in Leo or Cancer. Wow, the sign of the sun and the moon are empty. Interesting. All right, mystical shaman. Ba 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 da ba 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 da da da. This is the third time I'm seeing this card, which is not a bad thing. It's the sun again, with soul retrieval at the bottom of the deck, and the lower world under soul retrieval. Interesting. This feels like dead bulbs. Like if there's a string of lights. If there are a string of lights that aren't wired in series. Because I think if the string of lights is wired in series, then when one bulb dies, all of the rest die behind it. But if they're wired in parallel, then they each receive power. So one can die and it doesn't affect the others. So, but it's like there are dim bulbs in the lower world. And so, but it feels like they're not plugged up all the way. It's like, it feels like if you go to investigate, it's like you'll go to change the dead one and you'll realize that it's already loose. And then you twist it in and it comes on. And if they're wired in series, then the whole string of lights comes on. And if they're wired in parallel, then the one light comes on. Maybe sometimes it's a combination. There are these wired in series and these wired in series and these wired in series. And all three of these series are parallel to each other. I think that's how it works. Ooh, it's taking me back. Are you Sagittarius? I'm kidding. I'm getting real scientific. I'm trying to get sciencey. Where's the Sagittarius? But yeah, it feels like something just wasn't screwed in all the way. And with the soul retrieval, it's like when you go to find it, you'll discover that it was never missing. 49 is a 13. So this card is a mirror of the lower world. Interesting. Okay. Excuse me. Russ is back with the Alchemy of Astrology. I haven't finished the video. I started it. this morning. Maybe that was before my grandma came. Did I say I was with my grandma? Yeah, I said she's the one I got tickets from. She was like, "Hey, grandson, you buying tickets this year?" I was like, "Sure." She's like, "How many?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Well, how you want to split them up?" And I was like, "Cause I don't." I was like, "Well, I don't need the big raffle prize, so maybe I don't have to buy those tickets." And she was like, "I could use it." And I was like, "Okay, if I win it, I'll give it to you." I was like, "We have an abundance. We have actually in excess at my house because I get TVs all the time. Well, I got TVs all the time back in the day. And every time I would get a new TV, I would send the old TV home." How did I pull all of these cards from this box? Yeah, because I didn't open this one. This one is still down here. I put the StarDragons in the box with the Elemental Oracle cards. Because I looked at the bottom of the deck, I was like, this is a dragon. Hello? What did he say? What was it, Mushu? I'm a dragon. Dragon. I don't do that tongue thing. I don't do that tongue thing. Excuse me. Okay. Alrighty, alrighty, alright, 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 alright. Alright, alright. Ooh. Guess I'm taking them. Oh gosh. Here we go. I'm like, where are the missing cards? So Ignition Fire fell on the floor. This that remix to Ignition. The kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every money here. Wishing. Let's see. Is this? I'm gonna count these real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 41, 3. I'm pretty sure this deck has 44. Oh, here's the 44th card. Oh, I gotta reshuffle them. There was a card that wasn't in the deck. Rain is the card that was on the table. Fire fell on the floor. Oh, Nintendo go after folks. I do not own the rights to any Mario music or anything. Nintendo will have my whole channel scrubbed from the internet. You had your Oracle Juice tonight? Oh, I'm excited. You got to do it. I mean, you don't have to do it, but if you did it, I would love it. But I would also respect your decision to not. 100,000%. I should have grabbed some Oracle Juice. Ooh, there we go. Ooh. What is the only constant in life? Change. World. Wind. I thought that said world. It's wind change. Who is this? There's a dude back there. Hold up, where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. I was like, where did he go? What is she doing? This lady is literally bending space-time to bring this guy closer to him, to her, to bring this guy closer to her. And dude is just sitting there. I haven't used this deck too much. I was like, why is this? There's this crow just over here chilling. She's over here doing all this windy change, whatever. There's this dude over here chilling. Hey Kelly, how you doing? We are finished with the tickets. All of the tickets have been done and completed. I'm in the final card wrap up phase. You see that? Where is he? I keep losing him. There he is. I don't know if it'll focus. There's a dude sitting on that rock, and she is pulling the world down to bring him closer to her. And he is sitting there. Oh, snap. Bottom of the deck is building atoms. The wind is unseen. There's this atomic wind energy, which is interesting. I guess it's like, I don't know if it's the electron cloud around the nucleus of the atom, but it feels like there is I wonder if that's true. I mean, I imagine it would be. It feels like there is, as the electrons move around the nucleus of the atom, it feels like they create a force. Like there's a wind in that movement and the velocity of the electron. This is interesting. Let's get one more. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, thanks, Kelly. I appreciate that. I got a few of them, but the equator to make equal. This is such an interesting card. Well, electricity is at the bottom of the deck again. Equator to make equal. A Sagittarius wind. Ooh. Neutrino flashpoint. Ooh. This is such an interesting card. This may be one of those, I'll hold the cards up for a second and you take it as it resonates for you. It feels like she is externalizing what is in the mind of this one. It's like she's pushing the inside of her brain outside. Or like all of her thoughts, or maybe her consciousness, girl, I don't know. And I'm assuming it's to show it to her so that she can see with her own eyes. Maybe it's like it's one of those things that, like for me, I can hear stupid a lot better than, so like if I vocalize my thoughts and something doesn't sound right, if I vocalize it, I'll hear that it doesn't sound right. But if I just think it, it's like I won't catch it. That's what I mean when I say I can hear stupid. I can hear my stupid, even if I still say some stupid stuff, you know, because nobody's perfect. But it's like when I vocalize a thought, sometimes I'll catch it. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. I was like, but it made sense in my brain. It made sense in my head. So it's almost like that. Like there's something that she is vocalizing for her, externalizing to show her so that she can see it herself. I mean, in another context, that could be like, you know, you do all of these amazing things. Like you are this gorgeous person. And it's things that one may not necessarily value about themselves. But when you tell them or show them or remind them, they go, oh, yeah, like, wow, I am pretty great. It's like, yeah, duh. That's why we're friends. You're amazing. So this electricity is brain stuff. My clairability, I can hear stupid. I can hear the sound of my own voice. You know what? You want to know something weird? I was at work yesterday and I feel like I saw my nose for a second. You know how they say that we always see our own nose, but our brain just like, because it's not any information that we need, our brain just automatically removes it from our field of vision. I feel like I saw my nose for a little bit. It's fine. Like if I look down, I can kind of see it, you know? Anyway, what does that have to do with this? I don't know. Well, yeah, because there's a saying like you can't see the nose in front of your face or something like that. Or something like that. You wouldn't see your something like that. But it's like, yeah, you can't see your own nose. It's like it's neurological biologics that your brain just like deletes that information as it's interpreting what your eyes see. Anyway, that's this. Oh, electricity. That was neural. Like this is like her neural network. That's what she's showing her. Brain electricity. Oof. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Kelly. I was like, where is it? I was like, it's up there. Excuse me. I'm kind of like hungry. I literally just like, I ate a little breakfast thing and I was okay. And then my grandma was hungry, so we went to Culver's and I got another burger. I don't know. All right, StarDragons is the last deck. Da 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 da. All right, StarDragons. What hath thee? What haveth thee to say? Excuse me. Come on. All right. What? Maybe the StarDragons ain't got nothing to say. I'll give it two more. Nothing from the StarDragons, but wisdom is at the bottom of the deck, asking questions. Number 4, enter at your own peril, past the bolted door. It's Dexter's laboratory. There you go. So thank you all for being here. I hope that you are all satisfied with your choices. If not, make better choices. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That was so unnecessary. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your path, journey, and way, whatever you need to allow within your life, you find it within you to do so. I hope that you are taking it as it resonates, when it resonates, if it resonates, and if it ain't resonating, I hope that you ain't taking. And I will see y'all later. Dragons are sleeping. Let sleeping dragons lie. Is it dragons or dogs? Sleeping dogs lie. Sleeping dragons lie. Where's the last pink one? Where did I put it? Oops. Elemental. Mystical Shaman. Alchemy. Where's ticket number 2? The first ticket that we started with is missing. Oh, well, it's fine. Goodbye. No problem. No problem. No problem. Excuse me.